So let's get started with an intro. Like every weekend, I mean, we have a special guest from the music fraternity, from the film industry. Today's special guest, who's dedicating his time for us, right, on Trendsetter Season 2, is Hunterz, right? Because he's been in the music game for many years. You all recognize him by his great collection of music. And it's going to be a very interesting conversation. So, Baji, first of all, 23 years in the industry, man. You've had a great journey so far.
Wow.
Tell us a bit, how's the journey been?
23 years, even I didn't know.
और थोड़ी research कितने से गिराती मैं?
Don't like that. Music has been a big blessing. We come from a big musical family. So, growing up in UK, I've got a family member in almost every Bhangra band. So,
wow.
Founding member of Hira Group. I don't know if a lot of your followers will know, but these are very big bands. My chacha is a founding member of Hira Group. Mataya Ji has been with Alap Group for 35 years. We are also related to Hansraj Hansbaji.
Hi.
We have a big family.
Fantastic. क्योंकि मैं पूछना भी सीगा because I'm very amazed the fact that because your background has always been from the music, right? You know, considering like the Indian classical side of music, I mean, you're very much, you know, your background is very like in classical and, you know, semi-classical and especially the Qawwali side of music.
I'm a student of classical music. Classical music,
wow.
very big subject, and I'm a student, and I actually advise many artists, Navi artists, study a little bit, just a little bit. Producer, study a bit of rhythm, maybe tabla, whatever, study a little bit. So that's why I studied classical music, and I'm still studying it to this day. But thank you for pointing that out.
Wow, because the reason why I was so adamant to have you live because ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਗਾਇਕੀ ਦਾ ਸਫ਼ਰ ਆ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ music production ਦਾ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਸਫ਼ਰ ਆ it's always been connected with the Patiala Gharana.
Patiala and Sham Churasi.
Yeah, Sham Churasi. I mean, tell us a bit like how old were you at the time when ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਸ਼ੁਰੂਆਤ ਸੀਗੀ to go into that Gharana to actually learn professionally?
Well, the Gharana actually has, because we come from a musical family anyway. So Sade family, a lot of music in the family. So with the actual, my first instrument that I still play to this day, yeah.
Haji, sunao, dikhao san.
People don't know. Is
wow.
tabla.
Wow, kya baat hai.
Practice tabla to this day, still study tabla. So I started playing tabla first, and then from tabla I started playing, because I play different instruments. So I play guitar, bass guitar, play drums, I play keys, and a combination of music. I'm sure we'll talk about that. That's how I ended up playing a lot of the guitar stuff and production on there. I started playing tabla.
Fantastic.
From tabla I started playing different.
Wow.
So and another thing I want to say, I'm happy for everybody who might know me as being a singer, because I'm a music producer first. That's what I am.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I was touching that because as a solo producer, you started with your first album, which was No Limits in 1999, if I remember. So that was your first as a solo producer at that time?
That was like an experimental album when I just got signed to Movie Box. So it's record labels outside of India and Pakistan. And when I first got signed to them, it was just experimental as a music producer, experimenting as I was developing. Everything Joma released in my lifetime, I've just been developing as I'm going along, because I feel artists should always be getting better. Always.
Yeah, absolutely.
You must be getting better. You must be developing, progressing. If you're not progressing, then I don't know what you're doing. But for me, an artist must always be Kuch Nawa, you must bring something different. And so No Limits was an experimental thing. Then after that, I came with Nachangeh Saari Raat.
Yeah, I was gonna. Yeah, now that track, everyone remembers that. Shayadiya that no one remembers, but everyone remembers Nachangeh Saari Raat was an anthem.
Yeah.
especially for the DJs, for the nightclubs. I mean, it hit to Mumbai, first of all, and till date now, I think that is considered to be one of the smash hit tracks of, Taz Sari Nation. I mean, God bless his soul. I mean, although he's not with us, but he's left behind a massive collection of music.
How we met was he went to the management I was with at that time and wanted to work with the management and work with me. So two things. He went to the new management, got to work with me. And when I first went to the studio, I only went to do one song, just one song. He said,
wow.
My album is done. So he goes, can I have one song I want him to produce? And it wasn't Nachangeh Saari Raat. I went in to do one session with him. I came out. That day he phoned the management, took 6 songs off the album and said, I need this guy back in. I need him to do the rest of it. The next time I went,
wow.
Nachangeh Saari Raat, Pyar Ho Gaya, Galla Guriya, O Layla, all of these songs.
Wow.
It was an honor for me also. And he's always very, very, very loved everything that I was doing. And he knew that I come from a musical family, because he doesn't come from a musical family. Sometimes artists come like this, जिन्हें को कोई music background नहीं है, but they're just amazing. They're amazing. His melodies were just unbelievable. You give him a beat, melody done. Another beat,
wow.
And at that time he was at his peak and he needed a new sound. And so I came and our collaboration left some beautiful music.
I think you must have a lot of memories with Taz Jabadi. I mean, because on the personality, his way of performing on stage. I mean, I was lucky enough a couple of years back, I managed to actually hook up with him on a live performance, and I'm very lucky. But a briefly interview हुई सी उन्हां नाल, क्योंकि काफ़ी थके हो सके, काफ़ी उन्होंने energy लाई सी stage ते. But I was stood there as I was watching him performing. I was like, man, this guy is like full of energy, like his personality. ਭਾਵੇਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ height ਸੀਗੀ ਥੋੜੀ, hana, but his presence on stage was pretty big. When you see him, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ dressing sense, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ andaz. Tell us a bit of some memories, golden memories with him.
Well, Taz Badi was experienced, both experienced. Before people heard from Nachangeh Saari Raat, he used to be known as Johnny Z.
Yeah.
UK, long time ago.
Bilkul.
Although he had loads of training, so he must have had nearly 10 years training before the whole world heard Nachangeh Saari Raat. So he was ready, and he was very energetic, very, very hard-working artist. Those times, Hunterz, we got studios at home, 3-4 studios wherever we go. One here, my brother V. There, at those times, as you know, we have to go to a studio, and you have your engineer, you have your time booked in, and we were like this, where they needed to lock the studio up. They used to say, "Yar, when these guys come in, they're not going to stop." We used to just make 4, 5, 6 songs in one day, wrap them, mix them. Next day we would.
Wow.
Oh my God, not these guys. But we like to work. I like to make music. He liked to make songs as well. So we done that. We caught each other at the right time. But his personality was laughing all the time, very, very jolly, very funny.
Oh yes.
Loved music and loved serious music as well. So it was just a magical time in history. We met at the right time. That we were supposed to work at that time, and also I learned a lot, and he gave me a lot of respect in that, knowing that I came from a trained background and he was not from, and then we mixed both styles.
वैसे अक्सर हम ਜਿਹੜੇ ਸਾਡੇ ਦੇਖਣ ਵਾਲੇ तमाम ਦੁਨੀਆ 'ਚੋਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਦੇਖ ਰਹੇ ਆ, I mean ਅਕਸਰ ਜਦੋਂ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੇ ਕਲਾਕਾਰ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਨਾ ਜਿਨ੍ਹਾਂ ਦੀ strong backing ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ in terms of like the taste of music, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ sometimes what happens is that when you actually work with a specific artist, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਖਿਆਲਾਤ ਥੋੜੇ different ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ in terms of the vision, the way you see music is different, the way they see music is different, and you tend to have a clash then in a way.
No,
but donne side the taste is the same, the thought process is the same, or the outcome bhi bada badda hunda.
We're both big fans of, because his band is Stereo Nation, and for me in our Asian industry, puri history dekh lo, this guy is the one who had the biggest contribution for fusion, in my opinion.
Yeah. Oh yes.
Nobody had the sound fusion. Nobody was brave enough to do fusion like he did. So And then I come from a Western background and Eastern background mixed. So we both liked Michael Jackson. We both liked funk. We both liked soul. We both liked Nusrat Saab. We both liked Punjabi folk. We both liked Bollywood. The whole mixture of everything put together. And that's why we were on the same path. And it was amazing. I'll tell you a story like Pyar Ho Gaya. Song. All Ghana they already had done before. They'd done this electronic mix, which was okay. But when I first heard this, I never forget, everybody's in the studio and they played me that song. And I think I had already done Nachangeh Saari Raat with him. So they played that song and everybody's jumping up and down apart from me. I listened to it and remember I'm always studying music and I said, this mix is good, but this song can go much, much further. This mix is going to keep you in Europe, maybe the States, in the Western world, but in our Asian community worldwide, India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, worldwide, our Asian, I don't think this melody is going to touch as it feel. So he said to me, what should we do? We were going to India. We were supporting Lou Bega at that time, the guy who sang a very big pop song, A Little Bit of Monica in My Life. Remember that guy? So he was going on tour with Wizcraft, who do the IFA Awards, and they brought Stereo Nation along, and they took me. While we were there, I produced that song without the vocal. So Pyar Ho Gaya vocal wasn't there. I had all the musicians, and just off the top of my head, I was scoring everything and producing it. And I remember everybody looking at me because the image doesn't look like a music producer who does that kind of But they were like, this guy looks like he's going to do a rap album or something. And then I produced that song there, and then that's the mix that they went with. So it was good for me, and that he let me have that freedom as a younger brother. He said, do what you want to do, whatever you want to do. And I said, Baji, this is... And he says, do it. And that's how we done Pyar Ho Gaya.
At that time, Baji, when Nachangeh Saari Raat, Pyar Ho Gaya, when these tracks were actually getting made in the studio, did you ever actually imagine that, the outcome, baad ch jo sarotiyan ne jehda pyar dena hai, did you ever imagine कि यार इसकने रहंदी दुनिया च बस चली जाना गीत है?
No, I think no artist can, obviously from experience we can say this song is going to be big, but nobody knows truly how big a song is going to be. What I say to artists now is make the best music, jaan pao in the song, in your production. Forget about fame and materialistic things. Forget about those things. Those are dangerous things. Those things, especially now, are big distractions. The most important thing is concentrate on the music. If you have no music, this is a music business. If you have no music, you have no business. You have to get the music. And even that time, we done it when there was no social media. So we were even more concentrated on it. But we didn't know it would be that big. We just wanted to make the best. We knew we had something different. We knew Nachangeh Saari Raat was different to anything out there. But we didn't be that big. So we were blessed.
Wow, absolutely. Because Ajay Takwi, that track is, I think, till generations to generations, that's always going to remain to be there. And when we listen back to them tracks, it just brings back our own memories. Because music is kind of that thing where, in that era when you actually listen to these songs, you automatically connect to it from your childhood days or your school days or your college days. And that song, whenever it gets played on the radio or something, it actually gets you buzzing when you're driving at the same time, It is one of those things, and it's very rare you get that feeling now. But kuch geetan de vich kuch siga, even with the lyrics and stuff, there was some form of rhythm throughout the whole track.
Yeah, I'll tell you a song about Nachangeh Saari Raat. Actually, I'll tell you a story. So we're in the studio, and I had the bass. I was playing the bass. I already made the beat, and we were in the. He wasn't in the live room where you record the vocals. I brought the mic out, and I was doing all these things back then. Remember, he had more experience than me. I came from more training and had more of a Western feel. So we put the mic in the same room, just a desk seat, and I just said to him, let's make some vibes here. So I'm playing the bass, and we're coming up with some songs. He came up with that hook, Nachangeh Saari Raat, and you know what he done? He took it and then he scrumpled the paper up and he threw it in the bin. Sitting there.
Oh my God.
I was playing the bass and I'll never forget this day because he told people many, many times after this, play the bass. And I stopped and I went, hold on. I put the bass down, told the engineer, stop the music. I went over, went to the bin, took it out, got the piece of paper like this, went over to his stand, put that there and I said, buddy, sing that. And he goes, are you sure? I said, sing that. That was it. That's how Nachangeh Saari Raat. He threw it away first.
Wow.
He was writing so much stuff and then I was adding stuff with him as well. But that one, he wrote that and threw it in the bin and I took it out and I said, sing that. And then that changed everything for us.
My God, can you ever imagine that? I don't think anyone would imagine that. Because फर्ज करो जे अच्छा उन्होंने bench set था. Just imagine you didn't have that thought of taking it out from the bin.
I took it out. Put the bass guitar. I don't know what happened. I don't know. Remember, as you record, when he was just singing it, the line, and he sang it a little bit, and then it just stuck in my head about 5 minutes after, and I stopped everything. I said, no, stop. Got back there. By that time, he'd written a couple of different lines. I'd helped him with a couple of different lines. We stopped. And I said, no, took that out. I said, buddy, you wrote this one. This is the hit. Just sing this one on that music.
So what about the composition then? Did he already have that composition? Nachangeh Saari Raat, all that?
Nachangeh Saari Raat, Sonio. He wrote it there and then he threw it away.
Oh my God! Whoa! That's just massive history. You just told us there because that I don't think anyone knew that.
Privately, we told so many people have come up to me. They said he told us that he actually threw that in the bin. The thing was, he was a prolific writer and he was very, very strict on what he wanted to say, how he wanted to melodies. So he thought that was just a waste. But I heard it straight away. I knew over the beat that I made. I said, no, this is.
Wow.
And then I remember him saying, are you sure? I said, yeah, just sing that. Sent him into the room and then he sang their vocals.
Oh wow! That's just exclusive stuff there because Mary bada haran that you couldn't ever imagine the fact that because like to say music in generally as you're making music, spirituality that big connection on there.
Definitely.
That spiritual connection has to be there when you're actually creating something. Because कहते हैं ना कि संगीत चो भी रब मिलता है.
Recently, 100%, brother. Recently, Quincy Jones, Jenny Michael Jackson, the best albums Michael ever done. The music produced, the legendary Ustad Quincy Jones, I call him. He recently said something because a lot of artists they'll ring me and they ring for advice, and we learn from each other. And I said to them, the most important thing is melody. Lyrics can come after. Melody is the most important thing because I'll give you an example. I don't speak Arabic, but I love Arabic music. We don't speak Spanish, but we love Despacito. We love Spanish. Why? It's because of melody. And Quincy Jones said this. He said, melody is God's voice.
That's it.
He said it's wrapped up in lyrics, but melody is the most important thing. So now that's why when I see some artists now, I think now everybody's rushing. They're rushing because they want fame too quick. And I said, don't do that. That's the worst thing you can ever do. People like us, I've been working for the last 5-6 years on all my new material. I have enough material to go for the next 3 years now in multi-genre. And because I'm interested in the music and the industry's changed, you got to have more content. So I'm ready. And I told them, have a little bit of patience because you're in an era now where everything is now. I want my videos got to come out now. I want the result to come out now. And me and you both know, it doesn't happen. You don't.
Because at the end of the day, if you're going to be bringing some music out, obviously, if you're putting all that time, effort, even the finances, I'm sure you might be expecting revenue email.
If you don't have a plan, you can't just release music nowadays. When we were releasing music at that time, we would release Nachangeh Saari Raat, the album. It was called Olayla in India with T-Series. It was called in the UK. We would go and do a tour for 2 years from that one album.
Wow.
We can tour for 2 years. Now it's different. Industry is still amazing now. It's just opened up. I believe the last 10 years was a little bit difficult, but I think it's opened up now. Everybody wants to consume music. Everybody's streaming music. People are loving music. People are playing music. It's a little bit easier for artists, but one golden rule has never changed. Where's the hit songs? Me and Taz used to say this: you want to release music, release hit. Try your best to release hit music. That's what we try and do. You know, not just release a track, release a track, release a.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I was thinking, because, you know, if we look at the music industry now, chalo, bahut vadiya content aa raha hai, no matter, you know, everyone's putting their hard work and effort and everything, right? But I just don't understand the thing that, you know, pehle hunda siga when albums used to get released or single track used to get released, there used to be press conferences, there used to be press releases, there used to be like a launch party maybe for that specific, you know, album. You'll see many magazines covering it, many newspapers covering it. You know, there used to be a lot of time, or I would say finances invested on the marketing side of things. Hana? You don't see that nowadays. What do you think? Do you think nowadays you think that still that thing of, you know, people want quick fame, you know, your digital platform, it's very accessible to actually set up your own label and everything. So it's not like you're going through a record label to finance it. You've got your own label, you've got your own channel.
Yeah.
Do you think in that process they're kind of missing out things what they should be doing?
Yeah, I agree with you. Those times were amazing times. The digital era we're in now, you can do your whole promotion online. We understand that. You do everything online. So the industry has changed, and you're right. But coming back to having a plan when a track's got released, now your plan, your marketing is different. You have to involve TikTok. You have to involve these kind of things. TikTok makes your song spread to the world. One of the artists I'm looking after, a young black artist from UK, he just hit like 46 million streams on Spotify, and we signed him to Sony over here in UK, and
wow,
the song went viral on TikTok. That's where it went viral, and now we have some other record labels coming in, which I'm negotiating a deal for them. My recent remix, Aapka Anna, which I done 19 years ago, just went viral, and people phoning me from all over different countries, just saying it's playing over here. Then I got the phone calls, and I looked it up, and I went, oh wow, that's amazing. But it happened because of TikTok. So coming back to what you said, we do miss press conferences. We do miss that. I do wish people had a little bit more. Do it online if you need to do it online. Get everybody involved and say, this is my new track. It's like this, but it's completely changed now. You're even record companies are like, I'd rather spend my money on TikTok because it'll be much easier for me. I don't need to spend on big marketing no more. I'd rather market on TikTok. That's the industry now.
Wow, it's a massive change, and I think you know, even ourselves as like lovers of you know, Punjabi and Bollywood music, we also miss that era as well, where, you know, you'll see like launch parties happening for a specific, you know, track or anything. I think that used to be quite, because us time be that you have to find ways to actually kind of sell that music to the audience, you know, in a sense.
I think now, as you said, there's music coming everywhere. Everywhere you look, there's content. Everywhere you look, there's content. So it's like, how many press conferences can we do? How many can we do? So it's more. I still come back to a golden rule that's never changed in the music business. Artists will come and artists will go. Hit song is a hit song.
Yes, absolutely. To the point. I mean, that is right to the point there. That's why we're talking about Nachangeh Saari Raat, you know, O Laila, Pyar Ho Gaya, you know, these.
You know my brother V, my younger brother V.
Yeah.
So he recently said something, and I'm sure you're probably going to talk about him, so sorry if I'm jumping a little bit ahead. But he said something recently. Some guys phoned me, friends of mine, who went to visit him in the studio, and they said, you raised him really well. He's my youngest brother. And I said, they just go, buddy, first of all, congratulations. They said we will sit with him and we were listening to Lahore, which my brother produced for Guru Randawa, which is a song. And then my brothers, they were really like, you know, praising V and boosting. And my brother stopped them there. My brother said, look, thank you, but stop there. He goes, let me tell you something. My elder brother, Hunterz, and our elder brother, rest in peace, Taz, they done what I'm doing now 20 years ago with no social media, nothing. One of the gara 20 saal baad Dibi Badriya. My brother said, in 20 years' time, if Lahore is playing, then you can say what you're saying to me now. Lekin now, thank you very much. But let's see what happens then. But that's how I raised him. Where you do the project, you move on. You got to move on. So that's our family motto anyway. You got to keep progressing. That's what.
ਦੇਖੋ ਜੀ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਨੀਂਹ ਪੱਥਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਰੱਖੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਨਾ, ਅਗਰ ਉਹ ਮਜ਼ਬੂਤ ਨਾ ਹੋਵੇ ਨਾ, ਉਹਦਾ ਮਜ਼ਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਆਉਂਦਾ। ਸਿੱਧੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈ।
We were taught like this, yeah? Just be humble. When you have to do your work, then you show where you come from.
Yeah.
Then you represent. Then you represent your Garana, you represent yourself. Then you do that. Otherwise, no need to talk. We're in the music. Let your music do the talking. We live in an era now where you have to talk a lot to create the hype. But still, there could be people who are talking a lot of hype. Making music is not going nowhere. Nothing. 5, 6, 5 weeks, your song is gone. People have forgotten. That's not what we're about.
Absolutely. क्या बात है जी, क्या बात है, मज़ेदार गल्लां हो रही हैं। I mean, those who are watching us as well, I think one of your die-hard fans, Paji, Amrita Kaur from Germany, she's a massive follower of yours. I mean, she always, whenever she messages me, I think she's been messaging me for the last 2-3 years now, that when are you bringing Hunterz on Instagram Live? मैं क्या यार, हुन कट्टी कट्टड़ी पैड़ा सानू। And she's actually written in the feed that, do you miss the cassette era, the cassette tapes era, cassette CDs era, you know?
Let me tell you a story, yeah? So, without going too deep, my daughter, she was at the family house, and she was, my mum was making roti. This is a few years ago, and my youngest daughter, and my mum still had a cassette tape then. She would listen to Shabads or something. She would listen to. My mum had a tape, and my daughter, she picked up the tape, and I'll never forget this because the whole kitchen went silent. Yeah, she picked up.
Wow.
Goes, Dad, what's this? She picked up a cassette and goes to me.
Oh my God.
Because we were like, this generation, they don't know. And I said, well, we used to listen to music on that. She said, how do you listen to music on this? You know, only after she had her iPad on, and I don't know what, I brought her headphones, like, what is this? And I was like, yeah, I do miss the cassette era, right? I miss the cassette, I miss the CD era, but having said that, I love Spotify, I love my playlist.
Yeah. I think it's kind of become more easier for you to actually, you know, select whatever song you want to listen to or what you want to playlist, you know.
Ask my brother V, my CD collection is still stored in warehouses. In their CDs I've got from years and years, from even the side, the R&B, hip hop, English, massive collection to our Asian collection. It's all been stored in various warehouses. I've got that many CDs now. All of that collection I can just have on my on my computer, easy.
Well, I mean, I remember a couple of months ago, I think Dr. Zeus Paji had put a post out of, like, he had a few CDs of his, you know, his previous hits and stuff, and he was selling them. I don't know what to do with them, you know.
Yeah. I understand exactly where he's coming from.
Yeah. Wow.
With these CDs, we will probably end up selling some of them, because what am I going to do with them? I can't be giving them to the kids. They're not going to play them. They're going to say, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
So.
Well, let me know, Paji, if you're interested. I'll buy him. So, Paji, I mean, talking about one of your smash hit albums, right? Most Wanted, 2003. तकरीबन 14 tracks ਸੀਗੇ ਉਸ album ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ. All of them had a very great, phenomenal music, selection of music. The lyrics are phenomenal. I mean, I want to mention that one signature track of yours, ਜਿਹਦੇ ਵਜ੍ਹਾ ਨਾਲ I think ਕੋਈ ਮੇਲਾ ਅਧੂਰਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਾਂਦਾ. I don't think any event goes adura without that song, which is really not.
Wow.
I mean, that track, I still remember the video. सारे ने video देखी है. थोड़ी choreography बड़ी कमाल दी सी उस video चे. बड़ी कमाल दी.
So we went to Goa. The video se banaya se, and obviously I was younger then, and we went there. And I didn't know. They just showed me a thing and said, yeah, we're going to go on a beach, and there's going to be some girls, and you're going to shoot your video there. Which guy would say no? Everybody would say, take me. So, but I didn't know it was going to be as what it was then, because you could clearly see I was just having fun there. And then
Yeah.
what happened was we arrived. I'll never forget this because we arrived there. And also remember, I'd already had Nachangeh Saari Raat out. That had already been out.
Yeah.
When I in India, all the music producers, the artists, everybody was trying to meet me, and it was new to me. I got there. My management at that time took me. And then I remember I met the video director, and then I was tired. We just took the flight. In fact, I went to Bangalore. I went to watch the Rolling Stones, you know, the big rock band. I got invited to watch them in Bangalore first. So I went to watch them as a special guest, which was nice for me.
Wow.
So I went London, Bangalore, then I flew Bangalore to Bombay. And then we arrived in Mumbai then, and we were going to fly to Goa. And I arrived there, and I remember the director says they wanted to meet me. And the first they were like, how did you make this song? Because it's got a whole Arabic feel to it. Yeah, it's got Hindi lyric to it. And then also they said, you also done the music. They couldn't get this around their head. They said, you done the music also. And I said, yeah, I'm a music producer, and this is my first vocal album. And then I remember I was leaving, listen to this, and they go, is there anything we can get you? And I said, no, I'm tired. I just want to get back to the hotel. I'll meet you tomorrow. We'll fly to Goa. They said, look, we're actually auditioning the girls now, and we want you to come. First I said I was tired. Then they go, no, we're doing the auditions. And I said, Mati, I'll come with you. And my friends were phoning me. Back then, it was young, and my friends were like, yo, what are you doing? I said, I'm actually introducing, auditioning some really great and beautiful models for the video.
Yeah.
And some of the things they said back to me, they were like, you lucky. But
wow. I mean,
it was all blessed. It was all blessed.
Blessed, absolutely, man. I mean, that track of the album, I mean, it's one of the signature tracks of yours, you know.
When I made that track as well, we were mixing, and we never had a digital desk, analog C desk at that time. Analog.
Yeah.
When you do the mix, you better make sure that you put the mix down onto CD, onto computer, because once you change the faders on the desk, then you have to do another mix. I'll never forget this. That day we had been doing a mix of another song. It's probably one of the songs from the Most Wanted album, and we were working on that mix for a long time. And artists, that's why artists are crazy, and sometimes you have to don't get in their way, let them do what they're doing. And then
absolutely
leaving the studio, all my beat for that song, and I just made the melody. There was just and listen, that's all it was, nothing. And I took the beat, I went back home, and then that night we started writing. And Kumar, who's an amazing writer from India, who wrote many big, and also wrote Ishq Tarpawe for Sukhbir Paji. Sukhbir Paji actually made the link for me and Kumar and said to Kumar, you should work with Hunterz. That day I remember, because of the time difference, so I got up in UK 4 baje something in the morning or something, and I rang him and I said, Agana Likhana, we've got to do it. And he goes, Paji, let's do it. We wrote the song, went back the next day to the studio, and I said to my engineer, cancel that mix we done yesterday. He goes, we haven't even, we're nearly finished it. I said, forget it, trust me, this is the song. Yeah. And the whole not going to say nothing to me. They were like, okay, are you sure? And I said, listen, cancel that mix, this is the song. Yeah. And that was the last song I recorded it with. Really, I've done that twice.
Fantastic.
I've done that with Tere Bin, another song I've done on the Masterpiece album. Same thing happened.
Oh yeah,
it was the last song. I came and everybody said album is done, and I said no, I got something more for you.
Wow. Oh my god, that's, there's some great history behind your whole musical journey. I mean, considering, there's 14 tracks on that album, and there's one specific track I want to highlight because it's just one of my favorites, and it was a great collaboration between yourselves and the legendary Raj Gayak Hansraj Hans. That was like the 14th track on the album. Best to the last. It's a good closure of the album.
Did you know that there's an original version of that song that has Malkit Baji on there as well, Malkit Singh?
Acha.
Yeah.
Right.
So listen to this story. That song was done for a BBC Mega Mela. There was a Mela. And then they wanted me to produce a song and do something different. Now, imagine Hans Baji and Malkeet Baji, the amount of respect they got for I'm an upcoming artist compared to these legends, and they have that much respect for me. They said music on career. They said Hunterz. They said TK. We don't need to let him do what he wants to do. Call us.
Wow.
The version of that, and there's a performance somewhere. The video, which we need to get hold of that video, is the three of us performing that song together. Then what happened afterwards? It was out of my hands. Totally record companies, the politics हो जाती because Malkeet Baji was with Oriental Star Agencies. This Hunt somebody else, so they had to take Malkeet Baji off. But somewhere down the line, we're going to find that original version, and we're just going to give it to everybody and say that's the version. That's the version I wanted to come out. I didn't want it to be just me and Hans Baji. It should have been Hans Baji, Malkeet, because I recorded their vocals in the studio. They came in and recorded with me.
Wow.
Being a young artist, and both of them said to me, "Don't listen to us. Tell us what you want." They have that much respect for me and me as a vocalist, me as a vocal producer. They said, "Chote, you tell us what you want us to do. You tell us what you want." So I would just tell them, "I want this touch. Can you do this in there?" But they're legends, legendary people. And for me, it was
fantastic.
But that version was...
Oh, bother. We need to hear that version, because what you just told us there, I think that must have been like, Jirani Punjabi ji kende sone te sahaga wali gal.
It was something else. And Hans Baji and Malkeet Baji together on a song, unbelievable. In depth.
Unbelievable, absolutely. Wow. Fantastic, man. I mean, that is just historic. That is some historical things we're talking here, right? Those who are watching us, I'm sure everyone's enjoying this, because we've got a lot of conversations. I mean, Baji, you have got a very tight schedule, because I know you sat in your studio, you're doing a lot of music.
What we'll do is, next year, when the new stuff comes out, we'll do a proper long, because I have a lot of music coming out, a lot of music and some interesting collaborations as well from all over the world.
Fantastic, man, fantastic. I mean, Baji, you know, you've done R&B music, you've done hip hop, reggae, soul, you know, Qawwali, Bhangra. I mean, koi genre tusi chhadya nahi. I mean, you, like you said in the start, experimentation is very important as a producer.
Yeah.
You know, you need to try out different beats and styles.
I think khas karke nowadays as well, if you think about it, it's good if you're multi-genre, because the industry is changing all the time. So if you just produce Bhangra and it's just Bhangra, and suddenly the hip-hop era that's come and it's taken over all of Punjab, and you've seen it. So you got to be able to produce. This is why, remember, I took time out. It's been time out. What I've been doing is studying. And when I come out now I want to really, really share music with the world, share my versatility with every different style. And I'm hoping everybody can hear all these different styles, from remixes to reggae to a Bollywood feel to classical feel, which I've got, to dance, to you name it.
Absolutely.
Rock feel, but based around good music.
But you've worked with various artists, right? Is there any artist you may have missed out on, or is something what we would be expecting in the future you would be working with them? Any specific artist?
Right now, there's so many artists that I want to work with. From the Punjabi side, I want to work with Diljit Dosanjh. I want to work with Diljit. I want to do something different with Diljit. There's many. If you mention one, you might forget a lot of. I'd like to work with Shreya Ghoshal.
Yeah.
I'd like to work with Shreya Ji. But not only them, just not name artists. There's a lot of artists that are coming out now. Another thing is I'm going to be doing a lot more on my Western side as well. So the R&B style, Afrobeat style, the dance, the R&B. I want to show people that, as well as having a lot of content for the up now the Asian side as well. So one artist I couldn't mention. There's so many artists. I'd like to work with Naseeb Boji, which might be happening.
Hi. Wow. You know the names you are mentioning, because एक मेरे वालों सवाल है एक बड़ा खास है, क्योंकि अक्सर क्या होता है, when you want to find out about someone's character, you usually you always check out the music they listen to, the taste, the choice of music. ਉੱਥੋਂ ਬੰਦੇ ਦਾ ਕਿਰਦਾਰ ਵੀ ਪਤਾ ਚੱਲ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਉਹਦੀ choice ਸਾਫ ਸੁਥਰੀ ਗਾਇਕੀ.
Sorry Miraveer, I forgot one name. Rahat Fateh Ali Khan sahab.
Yes, absolutely. Rahat Fateh Ali Khan. I mean, you can't miss out that artist. Wow.
The thing is, when I say work with them, I'm not saying as a singer because they are on a different level. For me, making as a music producer, I can do something with them that nobody has done, including Diljit, including Rahatji, including Nasib. I can do something with them that nobody has done yet. Because only whatever they've done is amazing. So for me to try and do the same thing, it doesn't make sense. I will do something different with them.
Absolutely, because that's what we want to see. Because we always see them artists in that kind of same vibe, that same kind of. ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ they're stuck in a bubble ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਹੀ genre 'ਚ suit ਕਰਦਾ ਹੈ ਸਾਡਾ ਇਦਾਂ ਹੀ ਚੱਲੀ ਜਾਵੇ ਕੰਮ. But I'll be interesting to see that you know, that experiment on them with your style of music, with their vocals, and especially, like, you know, mentioning about the lyrics as well. I mean, Tadi selection of lyrics as well is always been very melodic rhythm, you know.
I think this is the challenge, and for me as a music producer, how do you work with somebody like Diljit Baji and keep his audience happy and also open a new audience? How do you do that? How do you work with and do that? And open something for Khan Sahib on a different way. How do you work with Nasib Boji and do that? It's not easy to do, but you have to challenge yourself and you have to have confidence in yourself. And when it comes to music, I will say this: whatever you say, asi ohi ban ke avange, no problem.
Hi. क्या बात है बड़ी सोहणियां गल्लां कर रहे तुसीं वैसे भाजी. We got someone's written, Rob Singh says Fat Tracks Volume 1 ਅੱਜ ਵੀ ਚੱਲਦੀ ਹੈ ਗੱਡੀ ਵਿੱਚ. ਵਾਹ क्या बात है.
Actually, Fat Tracks, shall I play you a couple of मैं सुनामा
कर दो कोई सुनाओ तुसी कुछ करो जलवा.
Right now, as you know, I don't know if you're watching the World Cup, but we are all I'm rooting for Morocco. I want Morocco to go.
Yeah. Wow.
I've got a song. In fact, we've had the song for about a year, and the song is actually called Morocco. So, and that song is, we're going to Morocco, I think January, February, we're going to go shoot it. And it features an artist. Here he is, Official AR. Can you see him there?
Oh yeah.
So that's my brother, he's from a Moroccan background, so he's featuring with me, and it's an amazing to have my younger brother featuring on there. And this song is called,
wow.
I'll just play it to you. Let me know about the sound. Okay,
sure.
ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਦਿਲ ਜਾਨੀ ਵੇ ਸੁਣ ਲੈ ਮੇਰੀ ਗੱਲ ਤੋਂ ਮੰਨ ਵੇ ਯਾ ਬੀਬੀ ਮਾਰੋਕੋ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਲੈ ਜਾਵੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਦਿਲ ਜਾਨੀ ਵੇ ਸੁਣ ਲੈ ਮੇਰੀ ਗੱਲ ਤੋਂ ਮੰਨ ਵੇ ਯਾ ਬੀਬੀ ਮਾਰੋਕੋ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਲੈ ਜਾਵੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਦਿਲ ਜਾਨੀ.
Wow.
मेरी अखा दे विच तेरा ही सुरूर है मैं देख तैनू लगदा क्यों दूरे बॉम्बे दिखाया तैनू कराची लाहौर दी नैरोबी तो लंदन तक नहीं तेरी ही टोरनी.
Wow,
sunset in every time it will be so perfect with you. कहती दिल जानी वे सुन ले मेरी गल तो मान वे या बीबी मानो को मैनू ले जावे कहती दिल जानी वे सुन ले मेरी गल तो मान वे या बीबी मानो को मैनू ले जावे कहती दिल जानी.
How about
that? God, I took a photo, living life fast with you, I'm on this flow. What you say, girl? I am real. Just me and you, and no one interfere, girl. Call me Roy, let my rock to the city, girl. And you could be my rock, and it's pretty wild. It's in the city, I see my edge, my crazy. Oh, did you know? Oh, yeah, man, I'm on the city. Wait, so let me, मेरी गल तो मान वे या बीबी मारो को मैनू ले जावे कहती दिल जानी वे
Fantastic.
So that's Morocco.
My God, that is just solid. Wow.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
They got my brother AR. So that's AR, official AR is on there. And
Fantastic.
respect you, that's an exclusive just for you, my bro. That'll be coming out January, February. We've got to fly over and do the video. And we start
Wow.
from Morocco, then it's non-stop after that.
Fantastic, buddy. I mean, that is something to look forward, guys. I mean, you need to look at. I'm looking forward for the video for this now because you're mentioning Morocco a couple of times, man. I think that is it's a fantastic location to shoot a video.
You know, another thing is the amount of people. So the list has gone about this big. The amount of people that message me say, "Buddy, I'm coming. Work. To work, you know that they say it doesn't matter. We're coming. But yeah,
Fantastic.
I've been performing it all over last year, straight after COVID. We've been performing it, me and AR, many times we performed it. And imagine performing a song that nobody's heard before. It's very difficult to do, especially something like Relay or something. And this song,
absolutely,
a reaction hopefully that your listeners have had as well. It always has that. These songs they don't come all the time. So we have that song.
Absolutely.
And it's just amazing at the same time that we have the Moroccan football team doing amazing. And right now we're all supporting Morocco all the way because that's love right there.
That's all it is. It's all about the love of music and the love for football. Yeah, बात है भाजी. I'm very thankful for your time today.
No problem.
मज़ा आ गया थोड़े गल करके. पहली साडी मुलाकात हुई face to face. है ना, मज़ा आ गया. So बहुत शुक्रिया भाजी for your time for us today. I mean, before we close the chapter today of the episode, what do you want to say to your fans, your followers worldwide who are watching us? ਕੀ ਸੰਦੇਸ਼, ਕੀ ਮੈਸੇਜ ਦੇਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ?
First of all, I'd like to say thank you to you, Trendsetters Season 2. I wish you all the best success, and hopefully next year we'll come back on again when we have the new release.
Definitely.
And everybody,
Absolutely.
wherever you are in the world, we're living in a world where there's so much mixed things going on. Just spread one thing: love and respect. That's all we need. It's not nothing. Forget it. Even if I'm not going to say listen to my music, listen to so and so's music. Music, I think, is separate. Makes you feel good. Spread love. We need that in the world right now. People are trying to separate us from religions, from this. Don't let that happen. Just spread love. Everything will be okay. Do that as much as we can. And I know a lot of people are message. That's my message. Spread love. Keep it nice and blessed.
क्या बात है. बहुत धन्यवाद है भाजी. Big respects, man. Big up. And big up to every one of you who've been watching AYR music as well. I mean, I noticed one of your artists who have just joined, Paji. Corby, she's watching us as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
She's an amazing artist. Amazing.
Absolutely.
But I was lucky to produce a song for Corby, and I want to do some more songs with her as well. Beautiful voice. It's
actually one of my favorites, Paji, if I'll be honest with you. I liked the whole vibe. I mean, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਆਵਾਜ਼ ਬਹੁਤ perfect ਸੀਗੀ with the music, you know, like you. I think that was the title, wasn't it?
She's a versatile artist, and definitely one artist that I want to do more stuff with as well. Corby is amazing. Corby.
Fantastic. क्या बात है. क्या बात है. Fantastic, man. I mean, Paji, बहुत धन्यवाद.
Thank you.
God bless. इसी तरह we'll be still linked up anyway. I'm looking forward to your track, what's going to be dropping next year. And इसी तरह ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਗਾਇਕੀ ਦਾ ਸਫ਼ਰ, ਮਿਊਜ਼ਿਕ ਦਾ ਸਫ਼ਰ ਇਦਾਂ ਹੀ ਜਾਰੀ ਰੱਖੋ. And ਵਧੀਆ ਗੀਤ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਰਹੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ. And God bless and respects, man. Respects.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.